Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And as you know, I get all these different guests, and they're absolutely all amazing. But today we have a very, very special guest, Roberta Linn. She started before I ever thought of coming to America. I think I was probably about the same age when we were born, but never thought, didn't really know much about her. But she started her career as obviously, like a lot of these incredible stars, I call them, they start very young, and they, 3 and 4 years old, they start singing. Roberta Linn, how are you? That's your name. You've had that name quite a little while.
I have a long, long time.
But what you've put into it, I have a stack of photographs here, as you can see. I don't know if we're going to get through all of them, but I'm going to show you just one to start with, because this is important to me. This is a photograph of you. This is a photograph of Roberta Linn when she was 14 years old. You take it from there, of how far she got and where she went.
I know.
And this photograph was obviously taken when you were performing or doing something.
Right.
What was it?
When I was working in Huntington Park at the Women's Club. And then I started doing movies at Hal Roach Studios.
And funny, you and I mentioned Hal Roach. Well, I happen to mention Hal Roach to you. Hal Roach was a very, very good friend of my husband and I. I've got pictures all over my house of Hal Roach and us and everything.
I know.
And we gave him 5 100th birthdays.
Oh, my.
We gave him one in Washington, at the Woodland Hills, everywhere. He had birthdays everywhere. But back to you, because you started very, very young.
4.
And 4 years old. And sort of, you've crammed a lot into that.
I worked with almost every big star in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I think one of the amazing things was when I was with Cary Grant. And I had a paddle that had a rubber band on it with a ball. And I was playing with this, okay? And Cary said, "That's so cute. Would you let me play with that paddle?" And I said, "Yes, of course, Mr. Grant." So he broke it.
Typical.
The rubber band broke on the ball.
And that was the end.
No, what he did, he felt so bad about it. He sent his guy out to buy me a bunch of those. So I had a box full of paddles with balls on them from Cary Grant.
No, you have so many stories, and I've got one here of when you were in the one of the forces. What force were you in?
I was in the Women's Army Corps.
She was in the Women's Army Corps, and there's a bit of a story about that, because she was only 14. I think I can mention that. But you were only 14 when you started. But you were too young.
I had nobody to take care of me at home. But I looked older and I acted older. I was very...
So what did you tell them? You told them you were what, 16, 17? She lied a little bit.
I did. I was only 14, but I think they thought I was 18.
18 they thought you were.
I was very mature for my age because I'd been in show business since I was 14.
Yeah, and your mum and dad divorced, and so therefore you had to kind of be a little bit more independent in life as a young lady. You were the breadwinner.
I was the breadwinner. I used to sing in nightclubs sometimes with people would throw money on the floor. And at the end of my show, I'd go...
grab all the money and give it back to Mum.
Right.
Take it back to Mum. Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I have a wonderful brother. I did. I lost him not too long ago. He died in my arms at my place in Palm Springs.
Oh.
I took him in and had him stay with me because he had nobody. He never married.
Oh.
He should have. He was great. If I could have called God and said, "Could you give me the best brother in the world?" That's what
you had that. How beautiful.
And I used to sing the song to him. Along came Bill.
Oh, yes.
An ordinary guy. You'd meet him on the street and never notice him.
I can't believe this. This is absolutely incredible. I mean, I know how old you are, and I'm not going to mention it because I know how both of us are. We're both very old. Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
You have to still have your voice.
I sing all the time. I just did the Bono show over here a week ago.
Oh, how incredible!
Yeah,
what did you sing?
A tramp.
Oh, and the lady.
Get you hungry for dinner at 8. Love the theater, and I never come late. I never bother with the people that I hate. That is what ladies is a trap.
Well, Bob, here we go. Start dancing.
I,
And you are on the shorter side, and you were a dancer. That never seemed to interrupt anything you did.
well, when I was little and doing movies, they wanted children that could sing and dance. And I was a good tap dancer. In fact, uh, Sammy
Sammy
Davis,
Davis,
a
yes.
dear, dear friend, and he and I used to tap dance together a lot.
You tap dance with Sammy Davis, and when we know how brilliant Sammy Davis
you
is, and
kidding?
oh my goodness,
Beautiful dance.
your career just goes on. You little things keep coming out of your career. Now, going back to the army, you were in the army for 4 years,
Right.
and you also were very friendly with Bob Hope. And as we all know, Bob Hope did all the different army. He traveled all over the world. Did you ever travel with him on any of
Yes,
those?
I went to Australia with him. We worked all over the Orient, and Bob was one of the greatest guys I ever worked with in my life. And
Kind guy, nice guy.
are you kidding? You know, he would say to me sometimes, he was a teacher, so he'd say, Roberta, on this line, when I give you this cue, just take a little more time. Don't go into it right away, and we'll get bigger.
Breathe,
We
breathe.
got better laughs.
So he
He
taught you.
training me.
But you already had a lot of training anyway. So how old were you when you were with Bob Hope? You were quite young. You were
I
what,
started
16?
4 years old doing movies.
But I mean, with Bob Hope, you were what, 16? Must
Yeah,
have been
about
16.
Yeah.
I mean, you were going back in time. I mean, this is absolutely.
Well, I worked with some wonderful people. Worked with Bing Crosby, with Cary Grant.
Well,
I did movies with all the big stars.
well, we've got a lot of stuff here, and I'm going to try to get through all this. I don't know if I can, but
14 years on the strip here.
now we got her, Roberta Linn at the Stardust. Do you all remember the Stardust? Of course, we don't have it anymore, but that was at the
I
Stardust.
did 134 weeks at the Stardust Hotel.
And that was also in your younger
And
days.
this is at the New Frontier.
That was the
When I
New
came
Frontier.
back yes. I'm trying to think of his name. O'Connor did my show, and Nelson Riddle did my music. He attended my gowns, and I opened at the New Frontier in the main room.
Oh my God.
30-piece orchestra.
So how old were you when you actually came to Vegas and started to performing? I mean,
Maybe 16.
16.
I looked older, and I was very mature for my age because
You had to
grow up
be.
early.
And there's another photograph here, which we're going to show. I'm trying to show as many as I can because they're ironic. This
I was
was
the first one to ever use a wireless mic in Vegas. And they're putting the battery in my little bustle in the back right now. These are the men that had this my mom right there.
okay. Yeah, she's keeping an eye on things. She's checking them out, making sure they're behaving themselves.
Absolutely.
But the first wireless mic, you started that.
I'm sorry.
You started the first wireless mic.
Yes.
Amazing, absolutely. And did you see the difference in singing and doing everything, or?
Well, of course, from Welk, I was a band singer,
Yes.
but when I went on my own, now I had to create and find somebody to create a wonderful act for me. And
Now this is the photograph. This is with Welk.
That's the first dance I ever had with Lawrence Welk when I joined the band. I was the first champagne lady on television.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you about. You were the first champagne lady on his show, on the Lawrence Welk Show. Now, we all know the Lawrence Welk Show went on for years. I mean, I don't know how old this guy started, and I don't know how old it was when he passed away, but he sure filled the time.
It was 93.
93 when he
died.
passed
I
away.
went to his funeral.
Now, how old were you when you became the champagne girl? You must have been quite young at that time.
I was 17.
17. So between 14 and sort of 2022, you packed an awful lot into your life. You were very, very popular. What do you think made you popular at that time? Because there was competition around. There was other singers. There was other people.
Well, I'm going to brag on myself a little bit.
That's what we want. Brag.
I don't do this.
We're going to do it.
I had 4-octave range, and I had a really good voice. I didn't realize what I had. I just accepted it was something I did all my life.
But did you ever have singing lessons when you were younger?
No.
You didn't.
My dad was a good singer, and my daddy would take me out, and I would sing. He taught me how to sing in Spanish and French and Italian, and my dad was a great ball player. He started the Night of Sports in Kansas City, Missouri, where Mickey Mantle, Whitey Ford, Hank Bauer, they all came to.
And you know all these
I
people?
know all of them well.
All of those
I
people.
knew all of them well.
So,
because we
so
were-
do you think because of your dad and your mother, because it seems like they definitely helped you on this road,
everything.
they helped you on
They
everything.
were everything. I was
But
fortunate.
well, I don't know. Yes, you were very fortunate, but you also had the talent.
I did.
You did. So when you're quite young and you're going into these offices and they're asking you all these questions and you
Right.
you go and rehearse and you're very young. I mean, were you shy? Were you just did you just
I
do it?
never, well, my dad was very outgoing, my mother, and so on. I was never shy. I started singing on stage so young that I had great training at a very early age. Not fearful of going on stage in front of.
That's what I mean.
audience.
You weren't fearful of any of the auditions.
I-
Because that's the most fearful thing for any young person. I mean, I don't care how old you are, but any young person, to sing in front of an audience and like I've Got Talent and all these different shows out there now, you can see some of them are shaking and they're so nervous. That never happened.
I have to tell you a cute story.
So,
Since you're there, my brother always envied me because I got so much attention as a.
oh, and he didn't get the attention. He
No,
got
he didn't. So one day he said, I'd like to get in. So he had a song called Thippin' a Thoda with Thuthi. Elizabeth. Thippin' a Thoda with Thuthi. So he got on stage at the ladies' club and he peed his pants and he never went on stage.
you cured him. You cured him of his singing.
I didn't sing it. And he did the sidelines. He was my best friend, the most wonderful brother that God could ever give to
Isn't
anybody.
that amazing? You also have another funny story about when you were in the army and you were in front of this particular woman. She was I guess it was very sort of proper and everything was all very right. And in the army you're standing straight and you're doing all this. Take it from there.
Well, my mom didn't know what to do with me when she went in the army. So she said, I'll see if I can get you in because somebody's got to take care of you. There's nobody. So I went in the army at 14. And Olivia Culp was head of the, Culp, I think was head of the Women's Army Corps in Des Moines, Iowa. And she came in for a white glove inspection. And they always put me in the front of the platoon because I knew how to dance. So I had rhythm. Boom, boom, boom. Hop, 2, 3, 4.
We could put you back in the army.
So she put me in the army. Now, this one day, Olivia Culp was there, was head of the Women's Army Corps in Des Moines, Iowa. And
Oh, you were the head?
Platoon. Okay. And she's in this reviewing stand. And I got to hurry because I was like a typical kid. I was always late. And I got and I didn't have my stockings fastened to my garter belt. I rolled them up in my gym pants underneath my coat. So now I'm marching in front of Olivia Culp in front of the thing. And my stockings fell down over my boots. And I was on permanent KP for the rest of the time that I was in Des Moines, Iowa.
She was absolutely livid, was she? Well,
well, of course, because I am.
and you were embarrassed, but you also front line.
I was on the.
You were leading.
Boom, boom,
And they're slowly coming.
And my
And
stockings.
as they're coming down, what are you thinking? You wanted to die. You wanted to die.
I thought I wanted to die. I wanted to hide under a rock somewhere. But I was on permanent KP for the rest of the time that I was in Des Moines. But I became a good whack.
You
I
did.
really did. I did a good job in New York for the guys that came back from World War
And the
II.
highest rank you came to?
PFC.
PFC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Private first class.
Private first class. Okay.
But I did a good job. I did. And I initially signed all the guys that
And-
came back from World War II.
Oh, how wonderful. Now, were you able to sing and dance in this as well?
Well,
Did they allow you to?
Walter Gross, who wrote "Look at Me," he was head of music in the Army Corps in New York, and so they sent me to him to sing. And he said, "How old are you?" And I said, "I'm 20." Now I sing Misty, and he's playing the piano, and he said, "You're not 20 years old. Tell me the truth." And I said, "Well, I can't tell you the truth because I get in trouble." So I sang for him, and he said, "Honey, you're really a good singer." And
And you want to say, yes, I know.
Right. And I sang with the Army Band in New York. They had a wonderful guy that was the leader of the band, and I'm on those big 16 records. 16
Yes.
I'm on those a lot with the band, and I had some, and somebody got those records. They took them.
Took away them from you.
But I had a wonderful time there, and I was ended up driving a 2-ton truck in New York City at 14 years old, double clutching the whole thing.
How could you even sit up there? I mean, could your feet touch the pedal? I mean, come on.
Well, no, I had long legs. I have very long legs.
Oh, good for you.
My dad came to Vegas to see me when I opened up the New Frontier, and he said, "Honey, you've got the most
Look at those legs
I've ever seen." And I started to cry when my dad
we're gonna show you a little photograph here. Well, there's a couple of them actually, but
This-
here's one of
I
them.
was the Oleander Queen, and they took me on this beautiful yacht and took this picture.
Those are her legs, aren't they gorgeous? And that's, I don't know. You've got all these, and here's some more. This is now. I don't know what this was. You know what this is?
Okay. Now this is. I did 4 costume changes and never left the stage. And I have a very short waistline, so my legs are very
Very long.
And I've had a lot of compliments on them over the years. And this is the one that you're coming up to now is a cover of my TV show.
Oh, this is she actually when did you start your TV show?
Oh my goodness.
In the 60s, 70s? I can't answer that one, but it doesn't matter.
Anyway, I won an Emmy Award for this show.
And
Most outstanding female performer on television.
we have a
I think we have a
photograph.
shot of it, yeah.
I've got all these photographs here, so excuse me when I'm going through them all because they're all as good as each other. I don't know
Did
what
you
happened to
find
it. No, I didn't find it. I know, I don't know what happened to her, but it was her. I don't know where it went. No, we don't have
What
it.
happened to it?
I don't know. Anyway, she wanted that one especially. But anyway, we don't have it.
Yeah,
But
I
anyway,
won my Emmy Award for this show,
particular show.
which was called Cafe Campanile.
And what was the show about? Was it singing and dancing and interviewing people like now?
Well, no, it was. I had 4 waiters that were wonderful singers, and they backed me up. And then I had guest stars.
Oh,
I had Margie,
fabulous.
our champion. On
That was
the
like a
show.
Dean Martin show.
Yes, no, this was my show.
No, but it was like a Dean Martin
Yeah,
show with all
very
the
much.
singing and all the
Very much, and I
yeah.
had all these wonderful entertainers that came on, and the show just took off. I had a fantastic rating.
You know, I've got a question for you. It's going to be a very difficult answer, and I know because you've done so much in your life. After going back as you are now, when you look back at all the stuff you did, what was the most prominent thing that you thought, oh my goodness, this is absolutely incredible? And
That moment, working with Al Jolson,
oh, you worked with a
and he was doing a song "Going to Heaven on a Mule," and we worked in sound stages at that time,
of course.
and they had him a road going up to heaven, and they had Al Jolson having this mule, and he went up this road to heaven, and he was saying, "I'm going to heaven on the mule," and that was a wonderful moment. He was a great guy to work with, and who didn't like children was the guy with the cigar, my little chickadee. He hated kids. Don't work at a kid. They take it away from you. They steal the scene. But I worked with the most wonderful people. Frederick
all through your life.
Cary Grant, Al Jolson. I mean, I worked with all the best stars.
Stars. And
Yeah.
do you think, because of the effort and all the time you put into it, that this is why? Because it seems like you always worked.
I did.
You always
Well, I
worked.
was the breadwinner
For the family.
I divorced, and so my mom was able to put me with central casting, and I was doing a lot of bit parts. That's how I worked at Hal Roach Studios.
That's funny, the connection there. So I knew him very, very well with all these parties I gave him. And it's funny, I gave him 5 parties. I'd given him 4 parties, and he said to me, he said, Ninon, he said, aren't you going to give me an actual 100th birthday on my actual day? And I looked at myself, I've just given you 4 of them in all different places at the Smithsonian. And I mean, we did all these 4 parties. We even had an escort from Culver City Police Department from his house going down to Culver City in Rolls Royces,
Right.
driving down and celebrating his 100th birthday. But he was a remarkable man and the things he did. But so I had to make another party, which I did at the Bel Air Country Club for the 100th birthday. And I thought,
I worked with Laurel and Hardy.
oh, Laurel and Hardy, sure.
Are you kidding? I did the Little Toy Soldier with them. And one scene that I remember in particular, the heavy set, Laurel.
Yeah, the
big one. And they had him on a long ladder kind of thing with a chair on the end of it over a swimming pool. And they were dunking him in this pool all the time.
I don't know how they thought of all these things.
I don't know.
Remember the piano one? Remember the piano one trying to go up the stairs? And then
I remember it very well. And I loved working with them, and they loved kids. They were very nice to us.
Do you know how he started that, don't you?
No.
What he said to me, he was in his office at one time,
Right.
and he was waiting for somebody or whatever, and he was just sort of, sitting there or standing there, and he was looking out of the window, and these children were playing. And he was watching these children for half an hour. He watched these, and he didn't realize it was half an hour. And that's how the show started. That's how he started The Little Rascals.
Oh my! I did that show. I was
Yeah.
In fact, if they would have the little girl with the black hair, what was her name?
Well, it was a boy.
No, the little girl.
Oh, the little girl. I forget all the names. I can't remember. No.
Anyway, I did a lot of movies with Shirley Temple. Curly Top. She and I snuck the horse into the orphanage.
I don't know if there's anybody. I don't know if there's any movie star or anybody out there that you haven't worked with. I think you made them. Now, on all this, every woman, not every woman, but most women get married. So who were you ever married?
Oh, yes.
I believe you were married to a very important man, actually.
I'm married to a rock and roller. His name was
he rock and rolled you.
He rock and rolled me. And then I rolled him right out the door.
You beat the drum and said, leave.
Enough is enough. But no, we had a great act together for a while. We did 40 weeks a year for 4 years at the Sahara.
And that was before you got married?
No.
During you were married. You were married at that time.
He was doing his show and I was
doing your...
Then they offered us 42 weeks a year if we'd team up. Louis and Keeley left the lounge at that time, so we took over that spot. And if I say so myself, we had one hell of an act.
So wasn't Louis Prima around and Louis Prima and Keely Smith were up at the dunes?
Lounge.
Yeah.
And so Stanner was.
I think they divorced as well, or whatever happened.
Well,
they're all
there's
these.
a big story about that. I know.
Let's not come.
But I won't talk about it because it's not nice. But I want to tell you that they were fantastic.
Yeah, they were. Oh, Louis Prima was.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
And
my husband loved him.
Great singer.
Yes, she was.
Very, very good at what he did.
He was very versatile. He was kind of, he had his own way, his own act, his own thing. And then Keely had this incredible voice.
He did. Well, Keely was a wonderful singer.
Now back to you. So you were married to Freddie Bell. Any children?
I have 2 children.
Oh, how's
2 lovely children. Freddie Bell Jr., who runs the Air Museum in Palm Springs.
Okay.
And Angela Bell, who is the director of a company that supplies limousines to people to the casinos in Reno.
Oh, really?
So Angela Bell, beautiful angel.
Oh.
And my son Ferdinando Domenico Bell.
Oh, what
a son, yes. And he's...
and they're doing well, and
he's running here.
So he's in Palm Springs with you?
Yes.
Does he live with you, or you? No.
He's married. He has children and grandchildren.
So you have grandchildren?
Right, I do, and I love them. They're all very sweet and very beautiful, and I'm very proud to be a grandma. Yeah. And
I think you should be proud of just being who you are, Roberta Linn out there. I mean, you've got such a following, number one, but the time and effort and all the people you knew, but you've respected every single one of them. And I think probably, I guarantee, I don't know this, but I guarantee you never came up late for a show. I guarantee you were always early, because this is something that, a lot of movie stars, people do that. They're late and everything else. But you really took your voice and your being very seriously.
I did. I raised a lot of money for charity.
Really?
During that time, because I was able to, and for a show and so on. Honey, I've been so lucky. I want everybody to know how much I appreciate.
How much?
I'm
Oh, no, don't cry on me. And then going back to Hal Roach, I started the Hal Roach Awards for Loyola Marymount University,
Oh,
and we used to have 800 or 900 people attend these events. They were absolutely amazing, incredible. We raised a lot of money for Loyola, and it was, we honored Bob Hope, everybody. I mean, Roger Moore, so many of them, and we helped, Loyola,
I
but
know.
all because of Hal Roach.
well, Hal
We did
Roach had
that.
a lot of fundraisers.
A lot, and also Loyola Marymount was one of the universities that actually took care
Right.
of all the entertainment people and all that community. And
Yeah.
yes, they were very, very good like that. They took care of
Well,
them.
I worked the best years in Hollywood. When they had sound stages and they did big productions.
I probably would agree with you, especially how things are right now. The difference you probably see of when you performed. You actually performed on stage, and you actually had all the bands. You had everything out there, which they
Right.
don't seem to be so much now. It's all sort of AI and EA and whatever the case may be. It's all these different things. But
Well, in our day, there was stage shows, TV shows, big bands, and so on.
and the little lounges, there was the small lounges that
Right,
people
right.
loved.
But we did. I worked all the main rooms first, and then I
Yes.
started doing the lounges with Freddie,
Yes.
so we could stay together because we had the kids.
Yeah. And then did you divorce, or
We did.
as you said, you kicked him out?
Well,
You beat the
I
drums.
hate to say that, but we just didn't make it.
Yeah.
That was all.
Well, it's hard. Two different people getting together and trying to make it work and it's hard. I was
Right.
married for 29 years. I had the best husband in the world, and I wouldn't have changed a thing. And
Well, unfortunately, mine wasn't.
yours wasn't quite that. There's a lot of them aren't quite that way, but
However, he's a wonderful entertainer.
yeah.
He died in '69.
So you found the best side of him.
I did. I did.
And I think you do that with everybody. It seems like you find the best side of everyone. I mean, this woman is absolutely, I admire you so much for your tenacity, but also how you embellished what you were given by God. God gave you this incredible voice, and you now shared it with the world. So, coming to an end now, I don't know if we've got a couple of more photographs. I guess we do. We have, there's another beautiful.
That's at Bing Crosby's house in his pool.
Bing Crosby's
Yes.
house. I think this is the award. I've got the award. We passed it by.
That's the night I won my Emmy Award.
That's when she won her
Hollywood
Emmy Award.
Palladium.
Yeah, it's not
Ed
far.
Sullivan got me up on the stage, and that was for the most outstanding female performer on television.
And I have to agree with that 100%. I'm very into the younger generation. I love the younger generation. Believe me, I have your back, kids. Well, teenagers, actually. You don't like to be called kids. What message would you like to give somebody that's kind of in your arena of being young now, of how to take on what you did?
Well,
It's a tough question.
it's a tough question. I grew up with it. I didn't have to learn to be an entertainer.
Okay.
It was part of my life already.
That was always very young. Yes.
I was
Okay.
very young. My dad was great. My mom was great, and I had it already.
Yes, you already had it put together.
already.
Yeah, but also you continued with it. You didn't let it drop. You worked hard, because working in the entertainment business, by the way, is very hard.
It is.
It's not the same hours. It's not the same thing. And then you have to rehearse. Everybody thinks you just come out there and you do your thing. Well, you don't. You have to rehearse, and you got other people.
I came in to the industry at the right time when kids were part of it.
Yeah.
Hal Roach was very important to children
Yes, he
when it came
was.
to movies. And I got to work with Laurel and Hardy and
All that stuff.
they-
Mice and Many did, you know.
they were so fun.
Yeah.
And I just how God puts you in the right place at the right time.
I know that because he's done that to me.
Right.
I think I'm one of the
That's
luckiest
why
women in this
God
world.
put me in the right place at
The
the
right
right
time.
time.
But don't you often wonder, why am I here, and how did I get here, and what did I follow? You often think how it all worked and how it all happened, but you just follow your instincts.
Right.
You follow, you've got an opportunity, see if you can take it.
And
you took
children
it.
were part of that work.
Yes. Much
They're
more
part
than
of
now.
Good movies, The Little Rascals, and kids.
Yes.
Mickey Rooney and I did a lot of work together.
Yes.
And
Cheryl Temple.
oh, well, Shirley. I'm
Shirley
not
Temple,
one
I mean-
that her mother allowed to go in her dressing room.
Oh, well, you were just a child yourself.
I was a baby, but Mrs. Temple was really difficult.
Oh.
And when she'd come on,
Well, we don't know those stories.
Oh, there are really not good stories about Mrs. Temple. But she was protecting Shirley.
Yes.
Because everybody was pulling at her hair and pulling at her dress.
Yes.
My mom never allowed me to go near her.
Oh,
and
no.
that's why Mrs. Temple would let me go and play with
And play
her.
with her.
Because
But you played together. That's right. You played together.
Yes, we did. And her dressing room was absolutely everything to scale, pink and white. And Shirley was just lovely. She came to me the night I won my Emmy.
Oh.
She was there with her husband that she married from Hawaii, Mr. North.
Yes.
And they came. She's been a good friend, and she's gone now, but she was everybody's idol. Every child in the world loves Shirley.
They all wanted to be her.
Absolutely.
And I don't blame them
She
either.
was a sweet girl. Boy, could she dance.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the old
I think
films
she's
with-
just natural, like you're a natural singer. She was a natural dancer. And I think a lot of our entertainers, and I see it a lot because I meet a lot of entertainers,
Right.
and you see who is natural and who isn't. You see some of them on stage and they're all like kind of stiff and they're,
Right.
and you think, well, can you move a little bit? Can you, but then you get another one on stage and they've just got the whole thing going in the right
I
way.
did 5 shows a day with Cad Calloway at the Orpheum Theater downtown.
5 shows a day.
5 shows a day with Cab Calloway.
You sound like Wayne Newton. Wayne Newton did the same.
Well, Wayne's a dear friend of mine.
Oh.
Did you see the picture recently of us?
I
I went to see his show.
I saw his show myself. I've never seen such an incredible show in my life.
He's
He's one of the
doesn't sing-
greatest entertainers. Wayne, if you get a chance to see his show, even his voice is still good. But it's all the instruments he plays and all this. This guy is so talented.
I have a lovely picture. I wish Todd would have brought it today.
Yeah.
Of he and Todd and I.
Oh,
and
how
it's a
wonderful.
beautiful picture. When I came out of the show, Todd, he made such a thing about me being there. I signed more autographs than I've ever signed in my life. And then I
How
have a
beautiful,
wonderful
though.
picture of Todd and
Well, all that could not happen to a better woman. Roberta Linn, we've had the stories within, 45 minutes of trying to put the whole thing together. And it's funny because you go through your life and you go through your years and you do all this stuff and you pack it into kind of 45 minutes and it's not really, you don't get it all in, do you?
Honey, thank you for having me today and talking with you about my life. And I just want to say to everybody out there, this is a lovely, lovely lady to work with. She's just charming. And I'm very grateful to be here today on her show.
Oh,
and I'm grateful for everything that God has given me in my life.
Isn't that wonderful? So we're both very happy with God, and because he's really being very generous to both of us. But we've worked it.
Yeah.
We've worked it. We've done it. We've understood it because it's different.
And we appreciate her.
Oh, absolutely. So
Yeah.
this woman, absolutely, I've known her for quite a few years, actually, but never kind of with the show. And I've always wanted her on my show and to talk about your life and what
Thank
you
you.
do and what you have. And absolutely amazing. One last word to your audience out there.
What, darling?
One last word to your audience out there. What would you like to say to
I'd
them?
like to say grateful to you for having me here today.
Well, what about you?
So I can say I want to thank everyone. People are coming up to me today and putting their arms around me and hugging me. I've never had that. I was always on a stage or on behind a camera. And today I've had the opportunity to meet all of you and to have your love. I can't believe it. It's wonderful. And I thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart for your following and your love for all these years. And you too. honey.
Thank you. I would just like to pass in one word in this. Thank you for the veterans. They've been absolutely amazing. I'm actually in their studio. They've said I can use their studio anytime. Everybody here is absolutely incredible. I think it's JR I'm talking to. I hope I've got that That right? It's RJ. He just said, do this, do that, RJ. I'm new here, so anyway, but I just want to thank them and everything that we can actually give back. So don't forget the vets because they are really part of our world, part of our life. What did you forget?
I forgot one thing. I went to sing for Mr. Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
Oh,
He flew me down. And I sang for him at his beautiful estate in Mar-a-Lago, and he was wonderful. I just wanted to say.
I think that's amazing because that's kind of today because we're now in 2025. I probably shouldn't mention that, should I? Because what happens if they show this show in 2030? But that's okay. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Everything is absolutely. Thank you for watching the show. Thank you for being there. You will see us again on Vegas Live with Ninon. Take care.